Hey, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. My name is Rod. I'm your happy hippie. I got my granddaughter running around, so she pops in the video.
Hi.
I may have mentioned
Hi,
a while back that
yeah.
we had, a friend of mine had acquired an old building that had been several things over the years. It was built in the early 1900s. It was a trading post, a general store, I believe a saloon. Then it became a department store from the 50s through the 70s. The 80s came around. It was empty. This family bought it. They turned it into a comic book store. And it's been empty for a year or two. And a friend of mine got the building. He bought it from the city. And it's still full of stuff. And this is one of the things I was able to get. They have many, many comic books. I don't ever recall seeing a Grateful Dead comic book. So I went ahead and got that for my personal collection of Dead stuff. You won't believe I showed a quick video a while back of a bunch of damaged albums because they had a bunch of albums in there. And I had promised them to Steve. I have not gotten in contact with him yet about it. They threw them out cleaning up the store, and I wish they wouldn't have done that. So I'm going to have to send Steve a package of albums because I had promised him those damaged albums. But now the building is my friends. We're allowed in it, and I got some albums out of there that survived. And I'm going to clean them up, and I'm going to show them to you. This is Memphis Swamp Jam. Not familiar with this, but it looks badass. Booker White, not familiar with Booker White. Nathan Burgard, Sleepy Joe Etsy. So, looking forward to cleaning that album and checking it out. A really, really bad copy of David Bowie. Really bad copy of Pearl, and these may be going to Steve so he can clean them up.
Hey, Pops,
I got kindling for you for your fire pit.
You got some kindling for the fire pit?
No, get.
Yeah, go put them in. We're going to have a fire tonight. This is Surfing Roots. I've not played it, but it looks very interesting. It's got Dick Dale on here. That's the only name I really... Brian Wilson song. The Beach Boys, the Pyramids, the Beach Boys, Dick Dale, the Markets. Some cool surf music. This is a gem, and the album itself is in really good shape. So I'm real happy to have this one. And these are all going back to the shop once I clean them up and we clean that store, because we're going to focus on records, both new and used, comic books, because there's already 10,000 comic books in there, books, fossils. You have fossils. My friend has tons and tons of stuff like that. So it's going to be a very unique store. And there's a coffee shop right next to us. So you come, get a cup of coffee from them, browse with us. Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. Album itself, really good shape. Fantastic album by the Allman Brothers. Who are these guys? New Riders of the Purple Sage. New Riders of the Purple Sage. And this is in really, really good condition. Here's some electronic music. The Age of Electronics. I Googled this album, and it looks interesting. Just the cover itself is kind of far out. Ali Kabar Khan. I believe this is some spiritual jazz. Here's one I'm not familiar with at all, but I think I should be. Cherry People. I Googled them. It says it's psych and pop. So if you know anything about Cherry People, let me know. I think I'm going to clean that one up, and that may stay at the house for a minute or two. Nice divider. So when I send VCLT, I have something to put in there. Another one that looks interesting, but I'm not sure who they are. Dunbar. Ansel Dunbar. John Henry Quartz. Guy who's supposed to be a storyteller and a book writer. And this is a band called Flock. Very cool. Has a broken 78 in it. I don't know where that came from. It's not the album. Who knows? Condition of the album. It's not bad at all, man. But not familiar with these guys. I mean, I could have Googled all this and pretended to know exactly what it was and told you, hey, this is such and such. But I'm not built that way. I'd rather kind of discover it with you. Maybe someone could let me know. Flock. It's just an old country album. Mary Kay Price. I Googled her music. It's not bad. Some of it sounds like early Tanya Tucker. Some more new writers. Asleep at the Wheel out of Texas. A friend of mine actually played with these guys for a while. Yeah, Johnny Nicholas, who lives in the Texas Hill Country. Great piano player. Johnny Nicholas was a very good friend of mine. I don't know if he ever recorded an album with Asleep at the Wheel, but Johnny Nicholas was a badass blues player. Classic Rod Stewart. This is a great album. Frank Zappa, Freak Out. The cover smells musty. The vinyl looks like it could really be clean, so I'm excited about that. This is one of the most common albums in the VC. Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks. A great way to introduce somebody to the Stones. If by some weird reason they don't know them, that's a great introduction. More Asleep at the Wheel.
Good for you. Good job.
Somebody was a fan of Asleep at the Wheel. More Asleep at the Wheel. Wheeling and Dealing. And this is a cool find, dudes. I was ecstatic. Images, 1966 to 1967. David Bowie. And the vinyl is actually in excellent shape. Here, I'll pull it out. I'm going to clean these. Some of these, God, there's no scratches or nothing on that. How these survived in that building. And about 6 months ago, I did a video where someone gave me a mint copy of the Grateful Dead Terrapin Station. And it came from that place. It came from that building. JD's Auction had it. They were commissioned to auction everything off. Of course they didn't, because there's thousands of stuff, but they did a great job. And when their contract was up, they had already had some stuff that people never picked up, and they gave me a Grateful Dead album that was just perfect. And it came from that stack. Beach Boys, Surfing Safari. Guy's name, Steve Jennings. He left these albums. Steve, if you're watching, shame on you. You knew better. You were a businessman. He left these boxes knowing he had a leaky roof. He didn't give a shit. And he damaged so many albums. If y'all would see that video I made about all the damaged records. But I'm not getting on him. The Doors. Classic album by the damn Doors. Thank God a lot of these are playable. Like the Beach Boy, the cover is great. I mean, the cover's bad, but the album is good. I'd rate the album at very good and the cover at poor. I'll put that in this stack over here. David Bowie's got, I mean, the Doors have got some scratches on it, but that could probably be cleaned up. Still has the insert. Just, you don't want to judge anyone, but some people don't take care of things, man. Maybe if you got money, I don't know. And I don't know, but maybe if you have money and you buy stuff, it just doesn't mean something to you like it would if you work for it and, you know, I don't know. I cherish my stuff because I work hard for them. John Prine, Sweet Revenge, stayed in good shape. Willie Nelson, Red-Headed Stranger, perfect shape. It seems funny, man. The Common records survived. New Riders. This is a cool one. Guy Clark, the late Guy Clark, Texas singer-songwriter. The vinyl was very, very good considering the building. And like I said, Randy Weaver, did I already say this? He's supposed to come down Thursday and hang with us. And I'm going to shoot a video in there with him and just show y'all the building is just, it's gone. Got a lot of work out of it. Very common album, Waylon and Willie. This is the embroidered where it feels like leather. More Guy Clark. And like I said, I'm going to clean all these. I'm going to maybe put Febreze around them, hopefully get the odor out of them. This I'm keeping. History of the Grateful Dead, Dancing in the Street, Linda, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, Midnight Rider, or excuse me, In the Midnight Hour. Just a couple of the songs on there. And the vinyl is actually nice. And there's several more albums in there that I have not pulled out to show you. I'm taking probably about 20 or 30 at a time, bringing them home, cleaning them, pricing them for the guy because it's his shop, not mine. And I get commission, and I'm allowed to sell my albums out of there, but these are his, except for the ones I'm keeping, like this. That Grateful Dead and this. I've been searching for that cover. That's the real deal. And the album has some scratches. Maybe I'll Frankenstein mine in this one. I'll keep the cool cover, the crazy looking kind of cover. Put my album in it and switch out. Maybe. More Grateful Dead. I've gotten multiple copies of this. So I'm probably keeping this one. I'll probably keep both the Deads and that David Bowie. The David Bowie at least for a while, then I'll bring it back. But I've got multiple copies of this one, but it's a great album. Jerry Jeff Walker. Gosh, man, Jerry Jeff Walker, what a songwriter. He's the guy that wrote Mr. Bojangles. Had the pleasure to meet him a couple times. He's a very, very humble man. Just nice as he could be. Iconic album, The Outlaws, Willie Waylon, Jesse Colton. Great album. Some Earl Scruggs. And possibly the best for last, David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust. And this is a very, very early copy of this album. Still has the original insert. I don't see any major scratch. I don't see any scratches. This is going to clean up well, and I'll probably hang on to this for a week or two and enjoy it, then put it in the shop. It's hard. Let me know, you guys, if you buy albums and sell albums. I hate to use the word flip, but Dylan, I know, has a record shop. There's a lot of guys out there, man. How do you make the decision to keep it? It's really hard for me. I know if I can't afford to go out and buy it, I can't afford to keep it. But sometimes you just want to hang on to the goodness. But you can't pay your bills by holding on to some really cool Grateful Dead or David Bowie albums. So, got to make that decision. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling. I'm out here on my creek. If you could hear it in the background, you can probably even see it, man. I live, thank God, on a beautiful creek bed. It's my land. And very relaxing out here with the family and the dog. If you're still watching, you stayed this far, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Y'all be safe.